Hey guys, DB Talks here, and this is the Dragon Ball Super Broly roundtable discussion. And we have a couple of new guests on the channel. First, let me introduce you to, as always, Dom Cherokee.
Good to be back.
And next we have Muggsy.
How y'all doing?
Last but not least, we have Finn.
What's up?
So yeah, the movie. So my expectations were, well, I'll say this: I had like 5 dreams about it, and it pretty much hit the nail on the hammer on the. How you say it?
The nail on the head.
Nail on the head. Sorry. Yeah. So it was everything I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be, the first half was going to be just the prelude, or how would you describe it?
The prologue.
Prologue. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm thinking music. Prologue, and then we get to the fighting, and the fight scenes were phenomenal, and I just think overall it was everything I wanted. And yeah, as far as the theater, we didn't see it in IMAX or 3D, which I don't know if 3D was an option.
Or opening night.
Or opening night. Although Muggsy saw opening night.
Now, that was quite an experience because I don't know if everybody knows this, but I know everybody at this table knows it. There was a promotional postcard of Gogeta, which happens to be the thumbnail for this video, and I bought my tickets in advance about a week or two actually, and when I got a notification for that promotion, I had to call the theater to make sure they would still have some because I had a later showing, and they were almost out when I went to pick it up, which was about 3 hours or maybe 4 hours before it even started the film. So that was a really crazy experience, and everybody was decked out in all their Dragon Ball gear, and everybody just seemed really happy to be there.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely awesome.
Yeah, I really I had a good experience. We didn't go on opening night, but I did see it at Studio Movie Grill, which was awesome because I got to drink a beer. I got to drink a beer while I was watching the movie, which it's always fun.
That's something I wanted to mind.
Yeah. No, it was awesome. 22-ounce Blue Moon. Gotta say, it was pretty good. But no, it was awesome. I didn't really have many preconceived notions. I was just I was excited to actually see a Dragon Ball movie in theaters for once because growing up in the late 90s, early 2000s, we just got the DVD videos, randomly, and so that was really cool. It's just like a good experience, to have something Dragon Ball that I can say was kind of particular to my generation.
Yeah. And Ben, how about you tell us about the food? It was Studio Movie Grill. Was it good?
I had some mac and cheese and it was good. most expensive mac and cheese I've ever bought, but it was good.
Well, it paired well with Broly and his yellow eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping they would have Broly themed beer. I wanted to get a green beer or something.
Cool.
Yeah, but it's not that popular.
But I kind of enjoy not going on opening night just because usually with a huge crowd, people tend to get loud on certain scenes, and so if something happens immediately after that, you might not hear it very well. So I kind of appreciate having a small crowd.
That's true.
I will say that was a problem on opening night. There was a group right next to me that was talking almost halfway through the film, and I was going to say something until they stopped, and I think they realized, but there was a group behind me up in the balcony that was a little more talkative, but they were further away. But also I could understand it because, Dom Cherokee was saying earlier, people were just so excited to see a Dragon Ball film in theaters, so
yeah.
I wasn't too upset about it.
Well, I will say before you go off to the next topic, that I really like the energy that you get on opening nights, just because I like being in the crowd and yelling at the same time as the rest of the theater.
Mm-hmm.
I especially love it on in horror movies, especially when people just do that like oh damn kind of stuff. And, like it's like a good comic relief. But I generally like opening nights, but you know I didn't really think about that. You know it's always good when it's a small crowd because then you can like hear what they're saying in the movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, one thing I would definitely say is that about the story, something I went in going when I was going to the film that I was worried about is how they would treat the character Bardock, because I know they were introducing Dragon Ball Minus into the film and like trying to make it canonical, and I think the fact that they had Bardock, excuse me, fighting back against Frieza when the extermination of the Saiyans happened.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really nice tidbit just to like give fans who really dislike Dragon Ball Minus, because I know in the whole community it's pretty much like abhorred. So
And like how he died in the same position as in the special. But yeah, as far as the story, you know, I heard people joke that if the story was bad, it would still look great, which I didn't think the story was bad at all. I thought it was really good. I liked the fact that there was a lot of comedy.
yeah.
I thought there would be just a little bit, but no, this movie took it to the next level. I will say this, though. I would not let Beerus watch my child because, God Destruction, he might have cried a baby. So.
Yeah, I like how they actually snuck that in, like, because Beerus is Beerus and he can pretty much do whatever he wants. They kind of, like, put him off to the sideline in a really, like, funny way. But, you know, I mean, the story overall, I thought the narrative was great. And this is a spoilers video, right?
It is spoilers.
Okay,
yeah.
so
I assume so.
if you haven't seen the movie, then fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. If you haven't seen the movie, I was just kidding. If you haven't seen the movie,
Close this
go
video.
see it.
Go to the theater.
Because we're doing spoilers here. But I think the narrative was awesome because you actually got to feel you got invested into Broly's character, which really doesn't happen in a lot of like anime movies at all. You know,
Yeah.
and that was the best part for me. I mean, like the part with like his pelt that goes around his waist. You know, I wasn't expecting that. You know, to him have like a friend as a child. You know, it really like showed you that there's like a very like emotional side to the character, almost like Gohan. Like he doesn't really want to fight; he's just kind of forced to.
Or like Gohan with that. I can't remember if it was filler or not, but the
Yeah.
dinosaur.
Yeah, Icarus.
Oh, not even
Icarus.
Icarus, but when he was training with Piccolo. For the
Even
first
the
time.
one who cut. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he cut off the tail, but he didn't kill it.
Yeah, the big T-Rex-ish.
But then the T-Rex killed it in the end.
No, there's another one that he's talking about. I don't remember it, but
Okay.
that's true. But I don't want to get off the Broly subject. But yeah, the narrative was good. You know, the whole like idea of the Dragon Balls was great. Just because you know they didn't overuse it. I mean, do you want to elaborate on that one, Muggsy?
Well, yeah, I do like how the Dragon Balls weren't the focal point, but to go off what you and DB Talks were saying about just him having a friend, it just like I felt like Super as a series kind of lacked character development when it was introducing so many new characters, and I think they were trying to kind of pay back the audience. I mean, the audience and the fans that had noticed that by really working on giving Broly a good story, making him a likable character, making him a sympathetic character, and I just like that in general.
I enjoyed it too. Honestly, I thought it was just gonna be like something he killed and just like this is for survival. But the fact that the pelt actually played a part into like his character development was really great.
Oh, and yeah, the fact that he was so naive, it kind of reminded me of Tarzan, well, Disney's Tarzan to be specific.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
With I forgot what was the girl's name? The girl character.
Chile,
yeah.
Oh, Jane.
It's like she was acting as Jane, like she was trying to help him like with social skills.
Yeah.
And he got angry when she tried to take off his pelt.
Yeah.
And it was cool. It's like it went from the old Broly that had no character at all, really, other than
Mhm.
Kakarot, and then
Yeah.
to this
You
one.
cried as a baby, so therefore I must kill you.
Exactly. Which of this one is like he's really naive, really innocent in a sense. He's still learning.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was really awesome.
Yeah, and just I guess before we kind of wrap up the story aspect of it, like, or the character development / story aspect of it, like they the Bulma thing where she wanted to wish for like to be 5 years younger,
Yes.
and then the Frieza thing where he wanted to be 5 centimeters taller.
That was perfect.
It just shows like that. Like all the characters, they have like flaws, you know. Like Frieza's insecure, Bulma's insecure, you know. Goku's a dumbass. You know, it's just like they're
Vegeta's a kind of a douchebag.
yeah, they're all just becoming like people versus
Yeah.
like these anime characters, and the movie does that.
There's these gods of power.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the movie does
Yeah.
that really well, even more so than like, you know, probably anything in Dragon Ball Super, or you know, even. It does it better than all of Dragon Ball so far. Like I've never seen so much character development in
You
Dragon Ball.
can't forget all the money they poured into this.
I think-
mean,
Yeah.
I think Dragon Ball as a whole, the biggest character development is Vegeta. Just he went from like heartless to I have a family now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Don't touch Bulma.
yeah.
He's
yeah.
also pretty smart too. I mean,
Yeah.
like he knew what repugnant meant. Goku didn't know what that meant.
I thought that was a little funny tidbit because Vegeta says repugnant a fair amount in the manga,
Yeah.
especially in the
Yeah.
Buu arc. I think that was kind of funny.
Yeah, I always wondered if like in Dragon Ball Z Abridged, they say like they have this joke that Nappa went to like Saiyan University and shit like that. But I was wondering, I always wondered what Vegeta's education was like, you know.
I don't even think the Saiyans care about
Yeah,
education.
I don't know. But I was just like the Saiyan University. Yeah. All right. What's next? Oh, the animation.
Oh god, I loved it. It flowed so well. Even when they got to the CGI part, like I wish like I think it was in the trailer, like the giant energy orb that Broly
Yes.
does
Yeah,
with the water
yeah,
flowing
yeah.
around it.
Teaser.
I really would have wanted that to like kind of continue more, like for like a few seconds more, but they kind of like flashed on it, turned like maybe for a second, and then they went to it blowing up, and so just because I think that like image is beautiful in all like and just in general, it's just bright green with like water flowing into it.
Mm-hmm.
In all honesty, like when I saw they were getting a new animation team and like a new animation style, I was kind of worried because I'm used to like old Dragon Ball Z, and then like with Dragon Ball Super, they kind of still kept that, but like with a little differences. And then like this comes around, and you can still kind of see the character design of the old series, but like it's still, you can tell the difference because of the new animation style. But all in all, it was great.
Yeah. When it comes to the animation style, I think Schimmel may have said this in an interview I saw, and I totally agree with it. Like it's kind of going back to like the manga, and I'm Muggsy and Dom Cherokee's my brother, and we grew up reading a lot of the manga, so I thought that was just really cool, and it definitely drew me to the movie beyond the fact that it was another Dragon Ball movie in theaters that I might have a chance to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, the animation did flow really well, like Fen was saying, and yeah, the CG was used just the perfect amount, because I was worried that they were gonna overuse it, because in Battle of Gods it was kind of turning me off. But my favorite shot was just the Broly shot where he just started just whamming on Goku, and it was just perfect. Like I can't even when
You had him by the leg.
no.
No, the POV
When,
the
yeah,
POV
the point of view
shot.
shot
Oh,
where
the
he
point
just
of view
started
shot.
chasing him with it. And
Yeah, because like
it was great. But I'm at a loss for words for that scene. That has to be my favorite throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, that like if they were to rate the movie just off animation, art, anything, that would like give it like some bonus points because I've never seen that in Dragon Ball. Where they just give a
I've
point of
hardly
view
seen
shot.
that in any animes. Like mostly the POV shots you see is like when some kind of change happens, or like a character's just waking up,
Uh-huh.
or like getting knocked out.
Yeah, I wonder what it would be really cool to find out who like made that choice, like when they were doing all the animation for the film, or to see if Toriyama even wanted that, like directed that that decision was just really. I
Yeah.
love that shot.
Yeah, and I think everything was really fluid, like so fluid. I also like the choreography. I think Goku at one point, I could be wrong, but he like flipped over Broly, and when he shot those two key blasts, it just looked so cool how he did it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that awesome scene. There's two key blasts, but they look so awesome. Like when he comes down and just blast them at him. And even like the little things like after they did the whole prologue when they're back on Earth. Just the shading, like how because Bulma and Beerus they're under like umbrellas, and you can tell because like they're like you can see the shade. Like there's so much detail. And I like Finn. I was worried too, especially with the first teaser trailer for the movie. I was worried. I was like, this looks completely different than what I'm used to seeing, but I think it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, as far as animation goes, like, I like the change of direction because it looks more like the manga, which is cool for me because even though I'm used to Dragon Ball Z and seeing like that 90s kind of hard line grit, I just knew that it was going to be different, which is cool because I really have a high respect for 2D animation in general because it's kind of like it's like a dying art form and we never get to see that in theaters anymore, and just any chance to see something like that's 2D animation and is just done on like this level is just like an awesome treat for me. So I was really excited for the animation in general. Someone was talking about the director. I forgot what video I saw, but someone was talking about how the director Tatsuya Nagamine. Tetsuya. Thank you. Tetsuya Nagamine. This was like his first time directing for Dragon Ball.
Oh wow.
So I wonder if like Toei had brought him in and they just said, "Hey, look, we want something different." So whenever he was doing the art direction,
Oh, maybe he was the point of
that
view
makes me
shot.
curious to look up what else he's done.
Yeah,
later
you know
on.
what? I mean, I have his Wikipedia page right here. It says he's done a lot of like anime, but I wonder if he's ever done like TV series or like actual, live TV stuff.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
On what you were saying about like how 2D animation is kind of a dying art form. What I really liked about the film is again to come back to how Battle of the Gods, I think CG was a little overused. I loved how the pinnacle fight was all 2D animation. Like when Broly, Vegeta, and Goku, and eventually Gogeta were all really going at it. There wasn't like I didn't notice a speck of CG, and it was beautiful.
Gotcha. Next on our list is fights. Actually, it's music, but I actually want to turn it to fights because that's more kind of like in the realm of animation.
Yeah.
So, what were you thinking about animation, Stevie Talks? I mean, not animation, fights.
In terms of the fight, yeah.
Yeah, in terms of the fights, yeah.
And I mentioned some previously, but yeah, the choreography was, I'm gonna say this, fucking badass. It was.
It was.
Like, I was in awe the whole time. It all happened so fast, and they went into like another dimension. Do you guys notice that with Gogeta?
That was the only weird part about the movie, I think.
It was a little weird, but I don't know.
So weird. Even Gogeta said, "What the?"
Yeah, you got a point there.
It's like Doctor Strange, kind of.
I was just like, they went to the quantum realm.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was kind of like how, remember in the Tournament of Power, someone does something and it kind of changes the World of Voids. Like
it was it was Kale.
Was it?
Yeah, because she's good. She's basically Brawly.
Yeah,
They did the whole like color change for that, which I really love. They did a
I
throwback.
think it was maybe something like that, like just all the power, just like I don't know, breaks barriers.
I think first it was Topo, and then it was the Grand Priest.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Or vice versa. But yeah, back to the fighting. And you can tell they put a lot of work in like incorporating martial arts. Gogeta did that awesome move where Broly punches at him, and then like he's like punching, but then he hits him with the elbow instead. I think is what happened. And I like Goku's where he like paralyzed Broly. He stunned him in that little force field thing. That was cool. And I guess I just want to put this out there because I don't know many people talk about this, but when Vegeta said like learning as he fights, I think it's like he was learning as he fights, but he was also like getting stronger. That's what it seemed like.
Hmm.
At least that's the thing that makes most sense to me because, you saw when the fight starts, Vegeta has the upper hand,
Mm-hmm.
and then Broly starts to catch up. But then Vegeta powers up more in his base form. So then that's like, okay, now he's really trying.
Yeah.
And then he goes Super Saiyan, but then Broly catches up. So Broly's just like, he's a powerhouse.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the fighting, the thing that I respected about it the most is it was like more realistic. I mean,
In terms,
I-
in terms of the actual
Well,
physical fighting.
exactly. Not considering Ki Blast and stuff, but like
You don't do that?
well,
It's great. It's great to brawl for.
Yeah, we can all do it. Why can't you do it, man?
No, the thing was like when someone was blocking, you could actually tell that they were putting energy into their block. Versus like in traditional Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super, you just see like these flurry of punches.
Yeah.
But it seemed like everything that they did had a purpose. So every shot, every block was like intended, and it was like more or less like real time.
Yeah.
Even if they are going like light speed, they still have like, their
It's
limitations.
like real time to what they can see.
Exactly.
Well,
yeah.
it was a lot more like you were actually watching like an MMA fighter, like two high-ranking martial artists go at it. Like there was so much weight to every movement.
Yeah. And I was just thinking about that when DB Hux was talking about the elbow. I mean, traditionally, like when you punch someone and you kind of just follow through, your weight still goes into that person.
Yeah.
And so I respected that a lot. And Muggsy and I, as he was saying, we're brothers. When we were growing up, we did wrestling. So we were like in a wrestling club, and there was like an actual arm spin technique that Goku used.
When that happened, I held it all in just to scream because it's not super fresh in my mind. Was it Goku?
Yeah, Goku
did
arm
on
spin,
Broly.
bro.
Because in
Yeah.
wrestling, when there's a guy taller than you, or like that much bigger than you, the arm spin is like the first thing you gotta go to.
Yeah.
And like you can get somebody like that, so
Yeah.
it was just
It
like,
knocks the wind out of him. Yeah.
it gets them.
I like it when one of my favorite parts, like fight wise, thinking about it is when I think it was when Goku first turns Super Saiyan God, the red form, and Broly's like going to punch him, and Goku just like taps on his arm and just makes it to where Broly's weight continues
yes.
forward,
He pulled a
and he like spins and hits him.
That's probably where
yeah.
I learned it from.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But like overall, just I think honestly, this movie has some of my favorite fight scenes in all of Dragon Ball Z and Super.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We haven't really talked about like the energy blast though, so like I wanted to talk about that. I mean, what did you think, Vin?
My favorite part, honestly, was because before this, I think before like the whole Super timeline, Dragon Ball Z Fusion Reborn was my favorite Dragon Ball Z movie.
Same here.
And so like the fact that they brought back Gogeta, I was already like hyped for. And the fact that they did like his little spirit orb that he kills Janemba with.
Isn't it called like the Soul Punisher?
Yeah,
or something?
Yeah.
I was gonna.
I was just like, as soon as they did that, I was like, yes.
Yeah, it was cool.
For sure.
And they definitely made it look less gay than they did in
Yeah, it was
Future
all
Gore.
sparkly and.
I can't remember if he actually used it or not, but I was kind of surprised that like Vegeta didn't use Final Flash.
Yeah, he didn't. He used Gallic Gun instead. I was surprised about that too. One it kind of leads into one of the blasts, but I really loved what they did with like I heard someone call this another thing, and I'm not going to use it because it's too long of the name, but what I'm calling it is Broly's suppressed Ozaru form.
Oh,
where,
yeah.
Like, he has, like, the power of the Great Ape without the tail, and he doesn't transform. And, like, they were saying how he's faster. The first mouth blast was just... I loved it.
The mouth.
I know it was.
Yeah.
I know it was in the teaser, but like seeing it and like seeing him like rage out into it was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, Goku's first Kamehameha, and this also adds part of the music in the background. You hear Kamehameha.
Yeah.
And then he does it
Yeah.
as well as saying like Broly and Kakarot.
Yeah.
What else did they add? So let's see, Goku, Kamehameha, and Vegeta Gallic Gun, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, just like the rain of energy blast that came down.
That's
That was
right.
Oh
really
yeah,
good.
that was great.
Oh,
Yeah.
from Gogeta.
Yeah, I think it was Gogeta.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know what he did. It was kind of, it wasn't the Soul Punisher move, but it was kind of like the same thing. How like it went into it went into Broly, and then like he just brought it all out. It was really cool.
So you were saying DV Talks about the energy blast?
Oh no, like because I was thinking maybe on the Tournament of Power it had Goku and Vegeta did Final Flash, Goku did Kamehameha.
Yeah.
The homage to Vegito, Final Kamehameha. But in this one, it was just Gallic Gun Kamehameha. And Finn pointed this out earlier, Gogeta didn't use Final Kamehameha, or
The Big Bang Kamehameha.
Big Bang Kamehameha,
That was the
sorry.
one thing from GT I kind of wish they had brought in. Like, Big Bang Kamehameha would have been cool.
I'm not gonna lie, in GT, I love that too.
Yeah.
I will say, like, I still think Raccoon has the best mouth blast, so. Like, I don't
In
think
this
anyone
series?
has a
Yeah.
better mouth blast than Raccoon.
Well,
Especially when, like,
How it got stopped is what.
yeah, that's the best thing. That was badass, yeah. But, yeah, overall, I think, yeah, the fight was amazing. There's nothing really bad to say about this movie. But, what do we have next? We got the music. So, the music, I don't know. They had the Blizzard song,
And the
like
chorus,
the actual song for the movie, and then I really liked the symphonic music that they used from Super. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's just the one that it starts dramatic and it's the minor key and it starts with the violins and it's just really, really heavy. And I liked that. That was my favorite part of the music. Other than that, the music was like okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to add, so whenever Frieza blew up Planet Vegeta, and then that dramatic music, I think that was also in minor. I'm pretty sure. I think. Well, anyway, as soon as Planet Vegeta blew up, it was the same music from the trailer, the trailer, and so I felt that if they didn't show us like in the trailer Frieza blowing up the planet and having the same music, like, it almost felt redundant because I had seen it before ish.
Yeah.
So I felt like if we had never heard that music or saw that scene, and then we saw it for the first time in the movie, that would have, with that music in particular, it would have had more impact. Because that scene was so emotional. Gene crying, and then when they're being destroyed, the music definitely captured it. And I also wanted to add, I loved Chala Had Chala, how they changed it, and they put it in that little flashback, or not
The
flashback,
memory
but
flashback of them
Little
growing up.
montage thing.
Oh yeah, the little timeline
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, that was cool.
yeah, and overall, I think well done. I think I saw a picture on, maybe not Twitter, but I know like of them like recording it in the studio, and you see like the orchestra.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I forgot who took the picture, but yeah, it was badass.
When it came to the music, the music they used for the fights, I didn't expect it, and it took me by surprise at first.
The chanting.
Yeah, all the chanting,
Yeah.
but I started to warm up to it, and all the music they would use during scenes with more dialogue and just scenes that were supposed to be more impactful emotionally. I'd agree with DV Talks. They really captured it, but they really knew when to use music.
Right.
And I saw it on opening day, and this is 3 days after, so I might be remembering it wrong, but when Broly was talking to Chile and Limo,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there wasn't any music at all for a moment, and then it came in with the boss story, and they were really good when it came to timing, and I teared up a couple times during the film, and I think the music really played a role in that. I wasn't expecting that at all from a Dragon Ball film either.
I agree. Music-wise, I agree a little bit with Muggsy. Like, the chanting part kind of threw me off at first, but I think that was also because they started it right when, like, Goku and Broly were having the pose off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, once the fighting started, it grew on me. It grew on me so fast.
Yeah.
But overall, just the music was 10 out of 10. It was great.
Yeah. I like with the music. I like there was a point where Goku did a Kamehameha. And in the music, they were going Kamehameha.
Yeah.
So they said it, and he didn't say it, which was nice because it kind of took it out of like the
generic.
Like, yeah, the generic,
I
the
think,
generic
I think the
anime
only
thing.
thing he did was just do the ha part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like right when he blasted off.
Mhm. Yeah.
Didn't at one point they do like the original Dragon Ball theme, or am I just thinking that because
Chala Hechala or
No,
Well, no, that's the intro.
Oh, you
but
mean
like
the
the
da-da-da-da-da?
yeah.
I don't know.
No, I think
I thought they
I
did
think
it in
they
the
just
flashback.
did the.
Like,
I think they may have done just the, like that original dun 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 dun, and that's it though.
They may
Yeah.
have
But
had in the timeline sequence. They may have had
They
like a
Goku go,
med-
ha! With
Yeah,
his,
I think it was a medley.
Goemon.
I think they may have had a medley there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you would, for those of you who don't know what a medley is, it's just like a combination of different melodies.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna go on to the comparisons of the original. So like, I'm sorry, the comparison to the original. So how is this movie different than the original Brawley story or the original character, et cetera, et cetera? And I mean, like we were saying, you know, a lot of it is just in the depth of the character, I think.
I loved it because like in the new movie, Broly went from Broly's still all the badass, but with more character development. Like before, it was just like I made the joke earlier, like you cried as a child, so therefore I must kill you.
Yeah. Not even a child, a baby.
But like overall, it was just a lot more because before it was like Paragus is like Vegeta, come to the planet. We will rebuild the sands. Like we'll conquer the universe again. And it was all a ploy just to kill him and use Broly to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, it was like Paragus still had a hatred for Vegeta, but it was an entirely different reason.
Mm-hmm.
Well, kind of the same reason, but like he didn't do any plotting or anything. It was just like Frieza gave him an opportunity, and he was like, yes.
Yeah,
I
I love how quickly he jumped for that too.
Yeah.
They gave him, even though he wasn't really in the film as much as Broly, they developed him in a pretty decent way. A lot better than the original film, at least. But one pet peeve that I have about Dragon Ball Super Broly, compared to the original Dragon Ball Z first Broly film, the Legendary Super Saiyan, is that Tens by Pantera was not there.
Oh, I was gonna say that. Shit.
Well, no. Let's talk about why. Like Finn was saying, Broly was such a badass character, and if nobody's seen the original Dragon Ball Z, Broly the Legendary Super
The
Saiyan,
Funimation dub. Just to be clear, it's the Funimation dub.
go right now, quit this video after you like and subscribe, and look up Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan Tens Pantera. And you will see exactly why this needed to be in the film. Like it like just contains and presents Broly's pure badassery in the perfect way.
Yeah. Well, there is one more thing that I like about the original Broly movie that they didn't do in this one. And, I mean, you can't really do it in this movie because they're two different characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Broly, Super Broly and then Z Broly are just completely different. But there's a line in the original Broly movie where I think he says, "I'm the devil" or something like that.
Yeah.
And I always just thought that was so badass. But, you know, just overall, there's like no way you really can compare these two movies because this movie is so much better than, you know, the old Broly.
And leagues better.
Except for the Pantera thing and except for I Am the Devil. Those are the two things that movie has on this one.
I wanted to cry. I knew they weren't gonna have Pantera, but I just hoped
I guess
so much.
the only reason I could understand them not is just because Broly in that movie was like rage for Goku,
Yeah.
and Broly in this movie was just rage from power going uncontrolled.
Yeah.
I wanted to add on to your Pantera point. So, I don't know for the ones listening, you're Pantera fans. Vinnie Paul, 'cause he died last year.
Mm-hmm.
So when that happened, I was like, okay, he died. They could at least bring some Pantera in this movie as a tribute to him, you know.
And Funimation is a DFW company in Texas.
Pantera-
A Texas band.
Pantera, yeah, Pantera. Some
Yeah,
Started
at
in
least, like,
Pantego and Arlington.
that was the
At
that was
least
the
like put it in the credits somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Vinnie Paul, the original Broly.
But yeah,
Phil's the original Broly. Dude.
Oh yeah.
yeah. But yeah, no, I do like that they made some references in a sense to the old movie. Other than the obvious ending, "Call Me Kakarot." That was
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
honestly that became like a real like more appreciation for Goku in my eyes, because honestly, most of the time when Goku's talking, it's like, hey, I'm Goku, or like the only people that call him Kakarot are like either a new Saiyan,
Vegeta.
yeah, like so like when Raditz showed up, and like when Raditz showed up, he's like, I don't know who that is, I'm Goku, and then like even when I think Vegeta showed up and called him Kakarot, he's like, I'm Goku, a Saiyan from Earth.
Yeah, you know what? In this movie, he did kind of embrace his Saiyan heritage a little bit more. Like, one, he said, okay, you can call me Kakarot. But also, he said, hey, we're Saiyans, we should try to stick together, like, when they first met. Which was pretty awesome. Pretty awesome, just the fact that he's, like, you know, embracing his Saiyan heritage.
Oh, but let me add really quick, also, before we move on. The other reference I was referring to, and it might not have been a reference, but I saw it as a reference, was when King Vegeta told Paragus, I'm going to exile him to, you know, another planet. He goes, you're lucky, I could kill him if I wanted to. I can kill both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's what he did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what he did in the movie.
That's true. That's kind of like...
You're lucky I don't kill you.
It kind of was... What would you call it? When you erase something, you... like
retcon it?
Yeah, they retcon that.
Or like maybe like alternate dimension or alternate timeline that did happen, because it did. You know.
I guess they didn't really retcon it because it wasn't canon in the first place.
Well, I'm still scared.
I bet the Broly fans it was.
Well, I'm not gonna say I'm
Not
scared.
the next two though.
I keep fucking with Muggsy. I keep telling him that at the end of Super, Goku Super Saiyan 4 is gonna wake up. That's all gonna be a dream.
Oh,
All right.
that's when Muggsy dies.
Yeah. Okay, so these are our final thoughts, and I think for this one we're just gonna give it for time's sake, we're gonna just give it our one go, and then be done with it. So real quick for my final thoughts, first my review is like it's a stellar movie. Go out and see it. The only problem I have with it is that I wish there was more story to it. I love Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball and all the fighting that's entailed, but I could have used so much more story. With the amount of story they gave me, I was just wanting more, which was good. It was a good thing. You should definitely go see the movie. That's my one critique, other than the Pantera and the I'm the Devil line. As far as how this is going to translate to Super going forward, I don't know. I think maybe they'll just kind of like call on Brawly and his little trio. Maybe when Moro comes in, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
Yeah, I would give it I want to say 10 out of 10.
Don't say anything less.
Yeah, I guess I will. I mean, my main critique was, and I might not be able to just pin it on just the movie, but mainly the trailers. Like, the trailers showed so many awesome fight scenes, and when you saw them in the movie, like, it just happened so fast. Mm-hmm. I think Finn might have brought it up earlier in this discussion, but so we see Broly's giant energy blast, that whole CGI thing, but we also see before that Goku coming up in his blue form. But you see that for a split second, then you see Broly with his giant blast, and I just felt like some of the fighting was a little rushed. I said this off recording earlier to Muggsy, how when Vegeta came in to help Goku again, or not again, but came in to join the fight, they automatically go into the Gallic Gun Kamehameha dual blast, and I was hoping for more like they would fight Broly for a good amount of time, get worn down. That could have been like a final last ditch effort. Hey, let's try this and see if we can beat him. And then it would end up, okay, it didn't work. What are we gonna do now? And I guess this one's not that big a deal, but the fact that Frieza was able to last against Broly for a whole hour because, you know, the 30-minute. I mean, it makes sense because in the Tournament of Power, he got his ass beat a lot by Jiren.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, other than that, 10 out of 10. Oh, and as far as Super going forward, you know, like, it was cool. So Broly has his own team now. Mm-hmm. They're on that planet, or if they're going to move planets like they said. I think we'll be seeing more Broly in the future. I want him to meet Kale. Maybe they'll have a love type relationship. Maybe they'll just be friends. Who knows? But yeah, Finn, any thoughts?
Those will be some angry babies.
Yeah. Very angry.
Honestly, overall, I love the movie. It's definitely replace Fusion Reborn as my favorite movie of the series. It's my favorite now. 10 out of 10. There's like a few critiques, but they're minor. Like, not, I don't even think they're worth going over, honestly. But overall, just super going forward. I think Broly will come in later down the line for sure, but I think honestly, I'm gonna predict probably like either the second arc down the line from what they're on now, or like 2 arcs down the line. Because I think they're gonna want to, like, Broly's so overpowered right now. Like, they had to fuse to beat him and be Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta to beat him. I think it's going to be like at the point where either Goku's just starting to tap into Ultra Instinct, mastering it, and like just being able to call on it on a whim, or just base form close to it. They're going to be at least his base form power level.
Bugsy?
For review, I mean, just like everybody said, any critique they may have would be really minor, and there's no point. Any legitimate criticism, I had none, and I definitely would give it a 10 out of 10. And my thought super going forward is just that I would hope whatever arc they bring him back in the beginning episode would be Vegeta and Goku training with Broly, specifically against Broly, because it seems like at everybody at their base, Broly is way ahead of Goku and Vegeta, and it would kind of be like a more on par sparring match compared to like when Goku and Vegeta train against Whis. And I would just love to see Broly utilized a lot, because they poured so much money into the character, they might as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I guess I'm the only one with the big major critique. I think they could have used more story, but, you know, that's just me. It seemed like it was 50% story, 50% fight, and I know it's Dragon Ball, but just would have liked a little bit more story.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like half an hour more would have made the movie just 11 out of 10.
They could have
Like-
made the
yeah,
3 hour.
11
make
out
it-
of 10.
They could have made that 3 hour script
Yeah,
that Toriyama wrote.
We would have
but
watched
Oh,
it.
the fans would have watched.
I would have hated it / loved it, but they even like split the 3 hour storyline into like 2 movies.
Just hopefully release it next to each other.
They don't announce it, but like the
Uh-huh.
3 hour script is coming.
Just go to the next theater. You'll see the other half.
Maybe we'll get a director's cut.
Do you want to close it out?
Oh god.
All right. Well, that's our spoiler review. Hopefully, well, I'll leave it in the title. I'll say spoiler, just in case you haven't seen the movie.
See the movie.
See the
See
movie.
the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see the movie now. And anyway, we'll catch y'all down the road.